Hi, my name is Lesego, and I am a tarot reader and an astrologer. So today we are looking back with astrology, specifically in the chart of Kylie Jenner, right? So I think her birthday was about a minute ago from when this is being released, and the event I'm talking about has since passed, right? But I think it happened around like between the 4th to the 6th of June 2025. Basically, what happened is that there was a TikToker asking about her plastic surgery tips, Kylie Jenner's tips, and who got it done and all of that. I'll be honest, no idea what they're talking about. But um, she was actually very open and transparent about who her plastic surgeon was and the details regarding her surgery. And a lot of people were shocked by this. I was not one of those people because I've previously looked at her chart and I'm like, I feel like there's a story here. You know, the cycles are hinting at something, and I'm like, I'm gonna check it out. So she does have a verified birth chart from astro.com, which is what I prefer. So today we are just gonna have a bit of a short talk on, the cycles that were happening at that time. So first off, I'm gonna go to the charts. And I am going to speak about the chart in general, and then I'm going to go to the cycles, and we are going to start obviously at that midheaven, at 29 degrees of Libra, right? So when it comes to her public standing, her reputation, her career, her aesthetic is very important. Her appearance is very important. She wants to be as appeasing and pleasing as possible when it comes to the way that she's received within the public world. And, not only is that like centered there with Libra, but she's driven and motivated to do this because Mars is conjunct that midheaven degree. So we're seeing this is a very driving force within her life. And you can say, oh, it's the media, but everybody does it differently. Not everybody is going to be using the skills and abilities that someone with a Libra MC will have compared to someone maybe with a Capricorn MC. you know she is a socialite at the end of the day. She is very interactive at the end of the day. And this is who she is. This is how she's recognized within the world. Now, yes, we're having that Libra peasantry all there in that 10th house, right? But what I want to bring your attention to is that moon at 12 degrees of Scorpio, right? So the moon is in full within the sign of Scorpio, but I want you to know that her being open and vulnerable, that's just who she is. She may take time to get there, and previously in the past, she has denied getting plastic surgery. I mean, that's the nature of the game. But at the end of the day, anybody with a Scorpio moon, obviously it depends on the aspects that the moon is making within the chart and the house and all of that. You need to keep that in mind. But hers is in the 10th house of her reputation, of the public. Her being real is part of who she is. She just wants to be nice about it. I think that's, the complexity that comes with being a human being. Like, you can't have it just one-sided. There is a lot more to this picture. And that's what the moon in Scorpio is telling us, is that she is a very complex individual at the end of the day. And there is a lot going on within her emotional world, but she is willing to be upfront about it. She's probably going to try and be more pleasing than upfront, but it is what it is. And what I want to bring your attention to as well is that the ruler of that MC is Venus. And not only is Venus in the 8th house, but it is conjunct the North Node, and it is widely conjunct Mercury, right? All three are in Virgo, all within the 8th house, and they're just sitting there. They're just They're just having a party in the eighth house. And like I'm saying, when it comes to her being transparent, like people were shocked because she's denied it previously, even though you can see the changes. But at the end of the day, she was okay with being open. She was okay with being vulnerable because at the end of the day, that Venus is in Virgo. So, the details of her appearance will sway her career and her public standing. And she's always conscious of that. She's always aware of that. And it's something that she learns to deal with every day of her life. This is her chart. So I wasn't that shocked. And just to add, I am going to add not only is, Venus, Mercury, and the North Node in that eighth house, but the sun is in that eighth house, and the sun is square the moon in the 10th house. So yes, she is a Leo sun, she is bright, she is shining, she is in the limelight, but she's not afraid to like take it there. She's not afraid to like, you know, go deep, go within. And obviously, we cannot say, because we do not know her personally, we cannot say how she is expressing this. But we do see that because it is square the moon, it is a challenge. Her learning to reconcile her emotional needs of being transparent with the public is in conflict with her need to shine, but shine basically on the taboo talks. And this is taboo in celebrity culture to talk about this so openly. So she has the struggle, but she's making it work. We're seeing her make it work, right? So why now? Why was this trending? What I think is interesting to note, right, is that at the time that, this was buzzing within the news, the transiting South Node was conjunct her Venus. It was within orb of a conjunction within her Venus, right? So she was also having an nodal reversal. I'm not really going to speak about that. And if you want to count the South Node being conjunct Mercury, go ahead. But to me, I use tight orbs, so I'm not going to count that right now. And with the South Node being conjunct the ruler of her MC, we are seeing that the details don't really matter, in a sense that she's letting go of the details of the lie. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. The need to please of that Venus in Virgo, right? Linked to that MC in Libra. The need to please comes from paying attention to the details. And she's basically letting go of what is not necessary. And it is, kind of like shedding an old skin as well, when we're looking at the South Node and the transits that it's making. But it's also highlighting a very good transformation within herself, because we are seeing that, yes, she's being honest, that she's had some work done. But it's also, to me, showing how comfortable within her skin she is becoming and is learning to become as time goes on, right? And that South Node, why I said it is here, is that it's going to keep chilling in that eighth house until it moves into Leo, which will be, sometime, I think in 2027, it will like move to her seventh. But I think this was just very interesting to note, because it's nice to see how planets influence celebs, because we think it's just, a fly by night type of situation. But sometimes there really is more to the story, and that is what I wanted to show. So if there's anything that I didn't mention that you would like to, let me know down in the comments. If there's anything you'd like to add, let me know down in the comments. And I hope that you enjoyed this video.